Key. And for me, it's a good morning. If you're watching this, good morning. So yeah, the title that I had on my video, I made it for a reason. And if you're watching this video and you want to make a comment that you are happy for me. I want to be able to tell who's watching this video or not. So, Burning Man said the Grateful Temple project is not art. Let me explain what that is. And there's a whole big thing here I want to share with you, because today's National Suicide Day, and I'm not going to be posting in a bunch of groups that I normally post in. So, yesterday, somebody, it would be the admin of a Facebook group, they sent me a message that they're not going to post my Grateful Temple video in the group anymore. They said it was spam. And the other Burning Man group, they never got back to me, and it's still pending. So I find it interesting, on the same exact day, both groups aren't posting my post, which is every day. And in Burning Man, they have this big thing about commodification. They don't like you advertising for money unless you're a theme camp or some electronic DJ camp or something like that. Then you can post for and ask for contributions from your camp. But well, so I didn't post anymore in there. And it kind of triggered me, because last time I was going to Burning Man, and one of the real reasons I kind of pulled away, is I had spent an entire year, I'm talking 365 days, because I sat there as the band burned, and I sat there with my team and go, I got an idea for next year. And I remember they all went, shut up, Doug. But I had it in my mind, and I worked 365 days on that project and spent close to $10,000. And I get to the burn, and I'm working just non-stop. I worked 3 days straight with no drugs, just straight energy. And I had people coming up to me and just looking down on me going, where's your costume? Why aren't you dressed up? I was just in my jeans and stuff. I was working. And that was the first sign of the separation of Burning Man, that you had to be this certain thing. And also, this isn't everyone, yet I was getting it from quite a few people. Now I come in and I'm doing this new project, and the Grateful Temple is a project. You know, it's what's going to be created by the time I get to Burning Man. How can I address people in this area of suicide? And, you know, what's me? It's kind of like the project a while ago. If you were at Burning Man quite a few years ago, it's called the Dicky Box. And it was an amazing art project. Had to do with the guy just being out there and saying, hey, this is me. And he did have a message behind it. So yeah, that triggered me. So I won't be posting there. You know, now it's National Suicide Day. And I've also gotten some other input from other people, which, depending on how you, well, no, one of them especially, it just wasn't positive. It was basically, they don't like what I'm posting. And so I sat back and I looked at that. And this morning on National Suicide Day, I sat back and looked at, wow, my messages about suicide are being rejected. They're being accepted by a few people. I see that, yet, you know, it's just interesting. It's interesting how it's going. So I sat back this morning during meditation, and I thought about it. And what I do is I just open my mind and release with that idea. And all of a sudden, it just came to me. It was what happened at Burning Man a long time ago. What happened now is people were critiquing my art. This is my art. This morning it just hit me that I'm a spiritual artist. I'm recreating myself. And it happened, you know, while I was thinking in there about, you know, something of what I would say in this video, or in a future video. And I went into memories of my brother, and then I went into memories of my brother of how he committed suicide, and I started getting very sad. And then what I did was, I quickly, like an artist, changed the canvas. And I recreated this beautiful scene of me and my brother sitting up on this hill we just went to. And I was talking to him and just sharing, hey, look at this. And I put my arm around him and it felt so good. If what I did is an art, well, I guess we all have our own explanation. It's spiritual art. I realize I'm a spiritual artist. And even though the art I created, like Mr. Bear, it's a physical costume, it wasn't the physical costume I was creating. It wasn't the floats. It was the, wow, it was the memories. It was the spiritual, the mental and spiritual image and imagery that's created from what I did. And so now that's what I realized. I'm a spiritual artist. And while my message is to help people to move out of, the desire to commit suicide, and those who have had ones who commit suicide to get over the grief, I got to thinking, okay, maybe the way I'm putting my art out into galleries with this Grateful Temple, okay, those galleries don't want my art. That's okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my art on my page, and as I go out into the world, hiking, I hike for the 22. 22 veterans don't get to create their art every day anymore. And then I just realized, wow, this is the message. This is the message for suicide prevention. One, what if I was somebody that didn't have good, amazing control of my mind? I will give myself that. I have amazing control of my mind now. Especially after my last incident too, where I can see how quickly I can shift. And I've gone through this new meditation thing for 30 days and I'm creating my art. And what happens if somebody hadn't have had the skills I had and they were rejected from a Burning Man group or a Deadhead group or any other group? How quickly could they have gone down the rabbit hole before they went, people don't like me, they don't like my art, what am I going to do? It's real. It's happening. And where I said I was thinking about my brother, I was running through what would have happened in his situation. Was it, I don't know, was it where he was ready to do, but he wasn't ready, and all of a sudden something happened and triggered him, boom, he did it, gone. We don't know. We need to look at everyone as a piece of art. I'll close it out with this. I was at Tony Robbins back in 2001, and I went to it because I lost my second wife, and it was like, I got to figure out what's going on with this thing. And so I went there, and I had been doing some coaching already. And I went to Tony, and I said, I'm playing full out. I was sitting next to this woman, and she was really, really down on herself. She just felt like she'd been a total failure. She had a daughter, and she wasn't connected with her daughter, and she felt like she'd been a total failure with her as a mother. So why was she even in this world? What was the reason she was here, or she failed with her daughter? And I looked at her, and I went, is your daughter alive and healthy? And she goes, yeah. Is your daughter kind of doing her own thing? Yeah. Are you kind of someone who does your own thing? She did giggle. She goes, yeah. And I go, you're an artist. You're creating an art piece. And why, I'm getting this down myself. While the creation process might not look like what we expected it to look, we have to realize we're an artist and they're our art piece. Let's just readjust how we look at that art and recognize it is a beautiful piece of art. And you're an amazing artist. And she kind of looked at me and it was just, okay. It was just one of those looks. I guess she didn't get it. After this 4-day event of Tony, I was leaving, walking out, and all of a sudden I see down the aisle this woman running down the aisle. And she runs and grabs me and says, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am an artist, and I'm going home to see my art piece. And that's what I realize. I'm a spiritual artist, and I'm going to quit forcing this stuff. I'm going to share it on my page, and I'm going to share with everyone. We're all spiritual artists, and maybe some people have just lost sight that they're an artist. And it's time to just start recreating. Just look at life. Look at yourself. Let's recreate this. I'm recreating this every single morning. I wake up 7 days a week, and by 4:30, I am doing my practice, which lasts about an hour. And now for the last 248 days, I've been making videos almost every day, but it's consistent. I'm practicing. This is my art. This green screen, everything I do, this is my art. I don't know what I'm going to put up here right now behind me, but it just gets me that I'm not out creating more videos to put behind the green screen, so I can create and just share what I'm doing and whatever I'm talking about. This is my art. This is my project. This is the Grateful Temple Project. And the Grateful Temple Project is going to go on for a year. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what it's going to look like when it's going to end. But the ultimate vision I have is what it was, somehow a website for us to place memories, positive, grateful memories of those who are gone. And now I'm seeing it's a place where also people can come and learn how to become an artist and get rid of any thoughts of stopping of creating their art piece. That's what I'm doing. So with that, something I created, which is a beautiful piece of my art. Yumiki.